From the Oklahoma Newsroom, I'm Jenny Carlson here with Mollie Bennett, coordinator of the Oklahoma City Memorial Marathon, and it's almost marathon time. We're less than 2 weeks away. It's year 15 for the marathon. It's hard to believe. I know you weren't part of the planning in year one, but let's talk about the growth of this race. Started from what to where are we now?
Well, it started in 2001 with a couple thousand people, and this year we have 22,000 registered, and we have made over $1 million to donate back to the memorial.
That's unbelievable. Yeah, you mentioned the fundraising aspects of things. Obviously, people register and that money goes in, but then people can also create situations where people can donate, right?
Yes, people actually can set up a fundraising page where and a lot of relay teams do it and businesses do it, and then they can donate everything that they raised on their own back to the memorial as well.
Yeah. So. Now, let's talk about the different races, because obviously everybody knows Memorial Marathon, the marathon, but there's all sorts of distances. What are the options out there for people?
We have 5 races. So we have the full marathon, half marathon, a marathon relay, which is a 5-person, so it's a marathon split up in 5 different legs, a 5K, and a kids race.
Now, where are we on registrations?
We are at about 22,000 registrations, and we will register up until the Health and Fitness Expo.
Any of the races closed?
Yes, our relay is sold out. We are happy to announce that, and it is our most popular. It's just a way for everybody to get involved, and because there's so many different distances that people can run. So it is closed. We are full.
So no more relays. Forget about that, people. Okay. But if you want to get out there and run the 26-2, I guess that's still an option for people.
You can, do that in the next 2 weeks.
I wouldn't recommend it, but okay, whatever. Let's talk a little bit about changes this year. There are some slight course changes. Let's talk about that first.
Yes, we actually we are going to have just one, major course change in Crown Heights. We used to turn down 42nd Street onto Western, but there's construction going on in Western. So we're going to do Chartel all the way to 50th, right in front of McGinnis, and then go over to Western that way. Okay. So I don't know if we'll go back to doing the old way, but for now, we are going down Chartel.
So if you've run the full marathon before, there'll be a change
for you.
Right, so. Okay. Probably the bigger change, though, is the corral situation. And that is where everybody starts the race, and that is dependent on sort of estimated time, right?
Yes. So typically, when you register, you put in your estimated finish time. And in the past, we would just, place people in their corrals based on what they said their finish time was. And we've just gotten so big, and Harvey, we start on Harvey, and it's not, it's kind of small for 25,000 people. So we needed to enforce the corral system to make it easier for everybody. So we are enforcing the predicted finish. If that's what you say you are, that's where you're going, and we will actually have security at all the entrances to make sure that no one can get in different corrals.
Now that's based on a letter that will be on the bibs that people pick up at the expo, right?
When you pick up your bib, you will have a big letter, A, B, C, or D, on your bib, and you will be directed to that corral.
So go to the correct corral, otherwise you got to go to another one.
You will be directed back to where you're supposed to be.
Okay. We don't want people to have to go any more distance than they will otherwise have to go in the race. So good to know there. And these are really, you talk about the corral enforcement. I know obviously this is something we saw last year, was the split of the race path when it comes to towards the end with the full and the half, and that's all in reaction to runners saying they wanted these things, right?
The runners, our half just grew so much. We were at 12,000 half marathoners last year, and so we really needed to start separating them because the fulls, they needed their space, so they are coned off. And the fulls are on one side and the halves are on one side.
So if you're out there running, get on your right side.
Get on your own side.
Right,
yes.
Exactly. Okay. Lastly, we know obviously the memorial being, this is the 20th year of the bombing of the anniversary. There's a lot of talk about the Oklahoma Standard campaign, which links in with the marathon, obviously. Yes. People wanting to do these acts of service and honor. Are there some ways that people can get involved and link up with the marathon?
Yes, absolutely. We have had several colleges and different groups wanting to help with the marathon, and so we've put them all sorts of places, water stops and course marshaling, kids marathon, expo. So we still need volunteers. We would love to have groups, and you can sign up online for that.
I think I heard you or maybe somebody else involved with the marathon say now there are more volunteers for the race than there were runners the first year.
Yes, we have about 3,500 volunteers every year. So, and about 1,000 of those are on water stops only.
Okay.
So
that could be something if people are looking for an Oklahoma Standard Act, that would be something.
That would be great.
The website is the best way for people to get information, right?
Yes, OKCmarathon.com.
And they can go on there and register, volunteer, donate, all those sorts of things.
All of those things.
All right.
Yes.
6:30 start on the 26th. Mm-hmm. What time's that kids marathon get going?
8:15 for the kids, 6:30 for everyone else.
Yeah, and if you don't have plans to run or volunteer, just go out on the course and cheer, or go to the finish line. That's my favorite spot on the whole race course.
And there's cheering all over the place. We have people set up parties and signs, and they just do it from wherever, and the course is lined with volunteers. So
gonna be a great day. Yeah, and I assume you're planning great weather for this too, right?
Hey, I'm gonna give it my all. So.
All right. Thanks, Mollie.
Thank you.
Hey, be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.